both to the public and also to Parliament. He has broken the ministerial code. He has no longer got the moral authority to govern. People made huge sacrifices during the pandemic, and I think quite rightly people feel incredibly let down by this Prime Minister, and it is time for new leadership because Britain deserves better than what we have.
The Labour Party is not only wreaking havoc on people's lives with its harmful policies, but it has also become a target of mockery and disdain. Recently, Rachel Reeves found herself embroiled in a scandal as her troubling secrets came to light. How can we expect a group that struggles to maintain even basic unity to lead effectively? Remember, in 2022, Rachel Reeves vehemently criticized Boris Johnson for his blatant lies. Her persistent calls for honesty and moral integrity in governance were viewed as signs of her character, particularly by devoted Labour Party supporters who regarded her as a model politician. Her statements resonated like the rallying cry of true leadership. However, everything has changed dramatically. Rachel Reeves is now confronted with serious accusations of misrepresentation, and revelations about exaggerations in her biography could jeopardize her career.
We've never been in a position before, Aisha, where the Prime Minister has been found to have broken the law while serving in office. But more than that, he lied, and he lied again, and he lied about the lies.
For instance, she asserted that she worked as an economist at the Bank of England, but documents revealed that her actual role was in retail banking at Halifax. While she boasted about a decade-long career at the Bank of England, she was employed there for only 6 years. Was this an innocent oversight or a calculated effort to enhance her professional image? Regardless of the motive, these inconsistencies have raised serious doubts about her credibility. For Reeves, who oversees the National Treasury, trust is crucial. Journalists also referenced a document from the registration chamber that lists Reeves as an economist, even though she was working at HBOS in a different capacity at that time. In 2023, Reeves claimed to have experience as an economist in the private sector, which has proven to be untrue. It was also reported that the UK's public sector debt has surged to levels not seen since the 1960s, a time when the country was still recovering from the aftermath of the Second World War. By the end of August, the debt reached an unprecedented 100% of GDP.
Now, Rachel Reeves is in a bit of a pickle over all this, and to prove that point, I just want to show you something courtesy of the Guido Fawkes news website. Here we have a before and after. What does this show you? Well, this is from the Chancellor's own LinkedIn, who apparently, when she's not going to war with pensioners and farmers who are pensioners, she has some time to adjust her own LinkedIn profile. Maybe she's looking for a new job soon. Here we have at the top, before, economist at the Bank of Scotland, very impressive. And then after, retail banking in Halifax. Well, that's not exactly the same thing, is it? Something has happened here. She's changed this whilst at the Treasury.
The Labour Party, under immense pressure, is teetering on the brink and must showcase its strength and moral values. This situation demands an immediate response. For Keir Starmer, the stakes have never been higher. He faces a pivotal decision that could alter everything, support Reeves and jeopardize his party's reputation, or cut ties with her and endure the backlash from his colleagues. With each passing moment, the narrative of the Labour Party's moral superiority is unraveling. Rachel Reeves has little time left to dispel the troubling doubts she has created. Time is of the essence, and with it, the opportunity to rebuild trust is slipping away. What decision will Starmer make?
It gets worse. Well, this is from the Chancellor's own LinkedIn. They said they would be open and transparent, and it doesn't look like they have been. Have you got some gaps in your CV? Maybe you didn't quite get the promotion you were looking for 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just niggling at you. There it is on your LinkedIn profile saying you were only in the retail banking division. You weren't quite the economist you'd hoped to become. I have some good news for you. Apparently, you can just change it and say whatever the hell you like, if you happen to be the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves.
Society deserves a Chancellor who can be trusted, unequivocally a leader who will implement economic policy with total transparency and unwavering honesty. However, the recent revelations have dealt a significant blow to her reputation and political integrity, jeopardizing the credibility of the Labour Party, which has long prided itself on being an honest alternative. While misrepresenting her career may seem minor in the realm of politics, it poses a serious issue. Unsurprisingly, the Conservative Party quickly capitalized on this situation to undermine Labour's credibility and raise questions about its reliability and ethics. If Reeves cannot provide a clear and convincing explanation, this inconsistency will follow her throughout her career like a persistent shadow. Even worse, it could dismantle the fragile foundation of honesty and accountability that the Labour Party has worked so hard to establish. Consequently, society may grow increasingly skeptical of politicians and their ability to speak the truth, leading to irreparable damage to public trust in government.
Oh dear, it's been reported by the excellent Guido Fawkes website that the Chancellor Rachel Reeves lied on her CV, claiming to have been an economist at Halifax Bank when it turns out she worked in the complaints department. Are you concerned about these revelations of the Chancellor's past? Historian and fellow of the Danube Institute, David Oldroyd-Bolt, editor-at-large at the Mail on Sunday, Charlotte Griffiths, and former Labour prospective parliamentary candidate Susie Stride. Great to see all three of you.
For me, I was very bought into that goody two-shoes, honest, school mistressy Rachel Reeves. And all that negativity, by the way, dealing with complaints, have clearly worn off on her because she was so doom and gloom. But I did buy into it. I thought, this is an honest politician and she's just warning us it's going to be...
Critics continuously highlight her risky financial choices, including significant tax hikes and unprecedented spending cuts, which have sparked public outrage. However, the most painful aspect has been her controversial decision to reduce winter fuel costs for pensioners. Many viewed this move as not only insensitive but outright cruel, contradicting the fundamental principles of the Labour Party, which has always prided itself on advocating for the most vulnerable. The situation is further complicated by the strong backlash from farmers regarding the new tax changes, putting Labour in a precarious position. The party risks alienating crucial voter demographics. The challenge facing Rachel Reeves and the Labour Party is clear: the inconsistencies in her professional background, coupled with the negative repercussions of the proposed budget, demand an immediate and serious response. Simple excuses or evasion will not suffice, they will only exacerbate the situation. The Labour Party must address these allegations decisively, transparently, and clearly.
You might ask, if I did that, if I in my job suddenly admitted that the job I claim to have in order to get the role I'm currently in, if I hadn't done that at all, and I changed it about 3 or 4 years afterwards, would I get in trouble? I think you would. I think I would. Can you imagine if I said I was the economics editor here for 4 or 5 years, when actually I'd been a producer for 6 months? Do you think I'd get in trouble with the CEO? I think I would. But if you're the Chancellor of the Exchequer, good news, it's all hunky-dory, it's all fine. Now, that is not the only problem. It's not just this LinkedIn chicanery which is causing some issues. It also turns out her tenure at the Bank of England is under scrutiny as well. In 2021, she said she worked at the Bank of England as an economist for 10 years, a full decade. Except now she's saying she's only been there for 6 years. Was it 6 years or was it 10? That's quite a big difference. You'd think she'd know. After all, it's, we're dealing with numbers here. Can she count to 10? Who knows? It gets worse. I was in the Downing Street press briefing today, and the spokesperson was asked, do you have anything to say about this seeming change to the Chancellor's LinkedIn profile? Isn't it a breach of the ministerial code to be lying about your experience? Apparently the spokesman hadn't even seen this, hadn't seen any of these reports, which were all over the newspapers for the last 2 days. No
discussions about ethics and transparency, which the party has always proudly championed, can quickly become mere rhetoric if not supported by genuine actions. However, despite the challenging circumstances, the Labour Party should not give up on Rachel Reeves just yet. There is still an opportunity to shift the narrative and even transform this crisis into a chance to showcase Reeves' accomplishments as finance minister. This can only happen if the Labour Party is truly committed to aligning its achievements with genuine responsibility, unwavering adherence to principles of transparency, and competence in every decision made. It's time to restore the party's image as one associated with honesty and fairness, demonstrating their capability to govern the country responsibly and ethically. The Labour Party must prove that they are not only vocal about their principles but also act in accordance with them. What are your thoughts? Share your opinions in the comments and see you soon.